clear to go year 2010. I said it wouldn't come so fast, but it did. It's clear to go year 2.
My grandmother was a choir director in a Greek Orthodox church for about 40 years. So I would watch her sing from a very young age, from when I was a baby. But I was always too shy. And also the services were all in Greek, which I didn't feel comfortable speaking Greek. But there was definitely music always in the house, and at any kind of family gathering, she'd be sitting at the piano and playing music. That's just what she did.
I do my best thinking when I'm flying down the bridge. Humming to myself and kicking up my kicks.
The first time I played in front of a large group of people was in Stockholm. I was just visiting, and some good friends of mine just forced me to do it, really. They were very encouraging, but they forced me to do it. This album I wrote mostly on the piano, which was something very new for me, which I think is it's a much easier way to write songs. It's easier to come up with vocal melodies on the piano, I think. But I have a lot of new songs I'm working on for the next album, and I've been writing all those on guitar, simply because I think live I'm playing as a rock band with 2 guitars and bass and drums, and I just think it's much easier to present music that way. And so I've been trying to write songs just on the guitar, so it'll be easier to play them later, really. Mostly just personal stories from friends, and this album especially is very autobiographical. So for me to do this album was really just like a test for myself and an experiment to see if I could do it, because I'd never done anything completely on my own before. And I wanted it to be short and kind of small in its scope and scale, and I feel like I passed my own little test. People are calling this my album a little bit more poppy compared to other stuff I've done, maybe. But I think that just means you hear it and you grasp it instantly. You don't need a second to think about what's happening right here. It just hits you straight away. I think that's the easiest way for me to describe it. But of course, it can hit you in the wrong way too. There's tons of pop music that I hate. But I think it has to just be an instant reaction, I've been listening to a lot of kind of corny 70s like singer-songwriter stuff. That never happens. My favorite album of the last 6 months is this British guitar player. His name's Duncan Brown. He had an album, a self-titled album from 1973 that I've just been listening to over and over again.